Okay, yeah, good evening, everyone. And I want to welcome everyone,
Good
especially
evening,
for
sir.
the class. Yeah, good evening, Mr. Igbayima, my good people, Levanda, yeah, Levanda, Shimamanda, Mr. Raphael, and I think those wonderful names, yeah. And other wonderful names. I know CK, I can still remember some few names, yeah. So you guys are welcome to our class this evening. So it's good to have every one of us online. So before we start this class, let me first say thank you to every one of you for voting for Mr. Kabiru. I'm sure you guys saw the post that we posted that he won the award for his category. So we want to say thank you to every one of you, at least for supporting us. Yes, for supporting us. We really appreciate every one of you. And also, I want to send this as a note of warning. If you know you belong to more than one group for this task group, please exit one group and remain in just one group. And also, if you know you join other courses or you join other level that you are not supposed to be there, please, I will advise you to do what? To exit all those groups. I will advise you to exit all those groups. Always remain in one group and always remain in the course that you are doing. Always remain in the course you are doing, because very soon there's going to be a clear out of so many names. Because when you look at it, we have like 5 groups for tax. Each group we have like some we have like 1,000 members, some we have like 800 and something members. And when you look at it, the number of people that we are always having joining our class is not almost, I don't think it has ever reached 500 members before. So that means there are so many people that they just join that group, maybe because they notice that, oh, it is a free group. Let me just join and be watching. And some, they don't have any business in that group. They were also in that group, just occupying this and being an inactive people. So I want to beg every one of you, please only join the group of the courses you are doing, so that it can be easy for every one of us. And I want to also beg us. Exam is just like maybe 85 days away. Was it 2 days ago that the ICANN posted it without their meme or that meme of one kind of smelling like that? So exam is 85 days away. So you have a work to start doing now. And thanks to God, we have been treating some calculation courses. Although I don't know the other courses, but I know for tax, we have been treating some calculation courses. Yesterday, you guys treat the calculation on taxation of employment income. And I saw the lecturer also moved to trust settlement and estate. So that means we are trying to do our best to ensure that everybody in this group or in this class that is offering tax can do what? Can do all they need to do and know what they need to know to pass this course once. And I want to beg everyone, please make sure you pass this tax now. Don't wait for the changes that is coming in 1st of January 2026. You can see that there is going to be a lot of changes to the way we are computing payee. There's going to be a lot of changes. So don't wait to pass it now, so that you know that you are passed it now. What you just need to do is just for you to update your knowledge, or to update okay, how do you apply the necessary with the appropriate what do we call it, progressive tax rate. How do you apply it to the stuff? CRA will be removed. Which one are we bringing in? They said rent allowance, and there's going to be a figure. So just do your best to do what? To pass this task in this November diet, so that you know that all those changes that are coming from 1st of January 2026, you are not, it is none of your business to be reading about. Yes, you need to know it. You need to know it. So just try your best to do what? To pass this tax. So please, I will implore us, keep all your questions till the end of the class, and I'm going to attend to everybody at the end of the class. So this evening, without not wasting time, we want to be looking at withholding tax. And then part of the transaction taxes, withholding tax is part of the transaction taxes that we are supposed to know in our level, that we are supposed to know in this course, and that we are supposed to know in our real life work that we are doing. We have done VAT, we have done lottery tax, we have done what's the name? Stamp duties, custom and excise duties. We have done that. And today we want to look at the last transaction taxes, which is withholding tax. And I'm sure everyone can see my screen. Although I think I allow everybody to talk, so I'm sure everybody can see my screen. But please don't talk, don't say anything. Just when you have a question, write down your question. When we are through, I will listen to the question of everybody. No need of raising up now. Custom and necessary duty, please. Not stamp duty. Custom and necessary duties. Custom and necessary duties. Custom and SI duties. So let's move on. Withholding tax. Please, can you confirm, is the screen big enough? Is it big enough? Can you see clearly? Is it big enough, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we want to look at withholding tax this evening briefly. And don't forget that I told us that all these taxes, it is very, very important for you to know their objectives. It is very, very important for you to know the tax administrator. It is very, very important for you to know the offenses and penalties. It is very, very important for you to know the timeline, the date of payment. It is very, very important for you to know that. And some other ones that are important, we are going to be going through the notes, so we are going to be able to understanding of it. Withholding tax is a tax deducted as source from payment made to a taxable person for the supply of goods and services. The withholding tax deducted as source is offsettable against any subsequent tax liability that may be due in respect of other income. In certain cases, the withholding tax deducted as source is the final tax in the hands of this recipient. What is this about this withholding tax? Withholding tax is the tax that is being deducted at source. When, let's say, for example, my company, Michael Nigeria Limited, wants to give another person a supply of goods and services for that person to do what? To carry out for me. The responsibility to deduct withholding tax and the responsibility to remit it, it is on me, Michael Nigeria Limited. If I did not deduct and I pay that person in full, the penalties and offenses is going to be on me. The penalties and offenses is going to be on me. So, but if I now deduct withholding tax from that person's money, I'm supposed to remit the withholding tax to the appropriate tax authority based on the type of level of the class that that business is or the individual is. Appropriate person. And I'm sure we have treated principal place of residence and place of residence for individuals and some different classes of people. So please take note, you must have a good understanding of that. So now, withholding tax now. If, let's say, for example, a company, I'm giving, Michael Nigeria Limited is giving Lavender Nigeria Limited work to do, or supply of services. Maybe I'm taking Lavender Nigeria Limited to be like my surveyor or a professional service though. And we now want her to do a work. The work that she wanted to do for me, the amount is like 1 million naira. 1 million naira. What I need to do is to go and look at what is the applicable withholding tax rate on that transaction. Let's say the applicable withholding tax rate on that transaction is 10%. So that means the responsibility is on Michael Nigeria Limited that is giving Lavender Nigeria Limited professional service work to do for him. The responsibility is on Michael Nigeria Limited to make sure I withheld 10%, if it is 10%, or if it is any applicable rate that is applied. It is my responsibility to ensure that I withheld it from the money that I'm paying Lavender Nigeria Limited. Please, I think it's time to move to everybody. So it's the responsibility of me to withhold, let's say the work is 1 million and the withholding tax rate is 10%. 10% of 1 million, that is 100,000 naira. So that means if I want to pay Lavender Nigeria Limited, I'm going to pay Lavender Nigeria Limited 900,000 naira. So what will now happen to that 100,000 naira that I withheld? I'm going to remit it to the relevant tax authority, Lavender Nigeria Limited. So that means I'm remitting that one to FRS. So I'm going to remit it to FRS. And when I remit it to FRS, there are some details or some information that I must provide. I must provide the name of Lavender, the TIN number of Lavender, the contract that we did, the gross amount, the withholding tax rate that I deducted, and the withholding tax amount that I deducted, and the withholding tax that I remitted. I'm going to upload it on Task Promise, and immediately I upload it on Task Promise, I make the payment. Lavender Nigeria Limited now, on our own Task Promise, she's going to receive that withholding tax credit note. So when Lavender Nigeria Limited now, at the end of the year, maybe she wants to go and do her own assessment, she wants to go and pay her tax, she can make use of that withholding tax to do what? To reduce her own income tax liability. She can make use of that withholding tax credit to reduce her own income tax liability. That's one aspect. Then the last sentence, in certain cases, the withholding tax deducted as source is the final tax in the hand of the recipient. There are some withholding tax that are deducted from some incomes, such like dividend and interest. Any withholding tax that have been deducted from dividend and interest, that is the final tax. So that means that that dividend income and interest income, if it has suffered withholding tax as source, it now becomes the withholding tax that be deducted as source is the final tax. So that means that kind of income cannot be subjected to any further taxation. And the withholding tax that has been deducted as source cannot be used to do what? To reduce your income tax liability. I hope we are clear with that one. I hope you guys understand that one. If you have any questions, please just write it down. I'm going to attend to everybody if we have the time. Thank you so much. So what are the peculiarities of withholding tax? What are the peculiarities of withholding tax? A taxpayer has no option as to whether to pay it or not, as the person making the payment is statutorily required to deduct. Failure to deduct attracts sanctions. It is an advance payment of income tax and can therefore be utilized as tax credit against income tax liability. It represents the final tax in certain cases. I don't think I need to talk too much on these peculiarities of withholding tax, which is what I've explained. Michael Nigeria Limited is giving Lavender Nigeria Limited work to do for him. It is the responsibility of Michael Nigeria Limited to deduct withholding tax and to remit it to the relevant tax authority. That's what that place is talking about. And I think I remember I asked us that we should, is it here? Is it in this group? I'm not sure whether it's in this class. There is some group of people that asked that they should get what are franked investment income and what are the types of income that we can call franked investment income. Please, you can write it down. I think it's this group. I think it's this group. I've given us this question before, but I'm not sure. But I think it's here. What are franked investment income and what are the types of income that can be classified as franked investment income? Question used to come out from it in your exam. 4 marks, 5 marks question, thereabout. So what are the objectives of withholding tax? To discourage or minimize or prevent incidents of tax evasion, to increase the tax net of the government, to serve as a veritable source of government revenue of the government, and to serve as a collection mechanism for income tax. To serve as a collection mechanism for income tax. I don't know, maybe you guys are having challenges with the statement I made in the dividend income. Yes, dividend income or interest income, if it has suffered withholding tax, that is the final tax. And that withholding tax that it has suffered is going to be part of your withholding tax credit, but you cannot make use of it to reduce your tax liability. Please, you cannot make use of it to reduce your tax liability. Administration of withholding tax. Which body is responsible for administering withholding tax? The administration of withholding tax falls under the purview of Federal Inland Revenue Service, FRS, and State Board of Internal Revenue, SBIRS or SIRS. Which one is the one that is going to FRS? The withholding tax that is going to FRS are the withholding tax of incorporated entities. The withholding tax that was deducted from incorporated entities. Those are the withholding tax that are going to FIRS. Whereas the withholding tax that was deducted from individuals, that was deducted from partnership business, that was deducted from sole proprietorship, is going to State Board of Internal Revenue. The question now is, which particular State Board of Internal Revenue will all those withholding tax be paid? There is a topic under your computation of personal income tax or thereabout. Where you look at place of residence and principal place of residence. Place of residence and principal place of residence. So all these places, they are very, very important for you to have understanding of it. What is the, how do you determine a principal place of residence of a partnership? Principal place of residence of a partnership is going to be where the office is situated, where the headquarters of the office is situated, the state where the headquarters of the office is situated on first day of January of that year. So that's going to be the principal place of residence. Then others, I'm sure you have treated that one in your past competition of personal income tax. So let's move on. All what we just need to know is that partnership business, sole proprietorship, and individuals, the withholding tax on these classes of people is going to State Board of Internal Revenue. Where the ones of incorporated entities, which are any company like Nigeria Limited or PLC, that one is going to Federal Inland Revenue Service. Federal Inland Revenue Service. Then also, the resident of FCT Abuja, their withholding tax is going to be remitted to FCT IRS. FCT IRS. Look at the last sentence here in this place. In the case of savings interest, the relevant tax authority is the tax authority of the place where the branch of the bank paying the interest is located. Please take note of that statement. Take note of that statement. What are the relevant withholding tax enable laws? We have section 69, 70, 72, 73 of PITA, PITA, please, PITA. And we have section for companies, for CETA, section 78, 79, 80, 81 of CETA. 78, 79, 80, and 81 of CETAs. So, the transactions or income subject to withholding tax and the applicable rate. From the study pack, this rate that we have is an archaic rate, which some of them are no longer relevant. There is a new rate now which is being effective from September 2024 last year, which I'm sure I drop it for every one of us in our various groups. So you just need to do what? Apply it. And let me tell us this. They are not going to give you withholding tax rate in your exam. They are not going to give you withholding tax rate in your exam. So the responsibility is on you to try to know what are the necessary withholding tax rate that we have for different transactions. Procedure for filing withholding tax. Procedure for filing withholding tax returns. It is expected that a schedule of withholding tax payable should be prepared by applying the correct withholding tax rate on each transaction or payment made during the month. And then this schedule, when you are doing it, you will go to tax promas if it is for FRS, for Lagos State. I know Lagos State too has their own schedule that you can download from their website, LIRS website. So you fill all the necessary things. When you fill the necessary things, you upload it on their website. You generate the invoice number, and when you generate the invoice number, you take the payments to the bank, and the invoice to the bank and make payment. So if you like, you can make payments online by doing that transfer online. You make the payment online, and after you make the payment and it's confirmed, go to remitter. You'll be able to generate your receipt. Sometimes they send the receipt to the email that you quoted when you are filling it on remitter. They send the receipt to the email that they have you quoted in it. But let's look at this note. When you fill all the necessary stuff, then you are not going to apply a check. You are going to take a check, and the amount due, you are going to raise it in favor of FRS, and with the withholding tax schedule, you will take it to bank. This is when there is no tax promise. You take it to bank, and when you are done, you take the receipt to FRS office. And when you take the receipt to FRS office, let's say Michael now, I'm the one that is going to take that receipt, Michael Nigeria Limited. I'm the one that will take that receipt to FRS office. When I take the receipt to FRS office, sorry, I said receipt. When I take the payment stuff, the teller that was given to me by the bank, blah, 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 or e-receipt, I'll take it to FRS office. FRS will sign it, collect their copy, and they will give me my own copy. And when they are done, I will now go back to them. They are supposed to give me a withholding tax credit note. And that withholding tax credit note, when I collect it, I will now send it to Lavender Nigeria Limited. That, oh, please take, oh, this is your withholding tax credit note. But that was then. Tax Promise has made it easy. Immediately you make the payment and you quoted the correct TIN number of that person. The person should check the following day. He's going to see the withholding tax credit on his own stuff. So what are the returns or payment schedule? Name of the taxpayer who suffered the deduction, their address, the nature of the activities or service or period covered, their TIN number, the total amount payable, the withholding tax rate applied, the withholding tax withheld, the balance paid to the taxpayer, and the tax contract for which returns were being made. Also, we have the date of payment and the check number and date. Those are what you need to know as part of the content. So please take note. I think I've seen a question where they ask them, what are the content of withholding tax returns? So if they should ask you this question, at least you should be able to remember like 5 out of this. You should be able to remember like 5 out of this. Like 5, minimum of 5. You should be able to easily remember it out of this. So what is the time frame for compliance with withholding tax returns and remittance of withholding tax to tax authority? For companies, withholding tax deducted from companies, this should be remitted to FRS, while those deducted from individuals should be remitted to SIRS, where the recipient is resident. The time frame for compliance of withholding tax for company is 21 days, and for individual is 30 days respectively, from the date the duty to deduct withholding tax arose or when it was deducted, whichever is earlier. But just take note, the way you have 21st day of the preceding month for VAT, just take note that, oh, for company, 21st day of the preceding month also for withholding tax, and do the necessary remittance of it. Withholding tax refunds and ground for objection. When it is proved that the person who suffered withholding tax deduction is not liable to income tax for the year, or that the tax withheld is in excess of the tax assessed, the board, that means FRS, they have obligation to grant a refund of the overpayment. However, this is not the current case. Section 63, subsection 7 of CETA provides that any excess withholding tax shall be refunded by FRS within 90 days of the application, if duly filed with the option to set off against future taxes. Let me talk about this briefly. You know, we have 3 categories of companies. We have small company, medium-sized company, and large-sized company. For now, from 2026, it's going to change. So that's why I'm begging you again. Pass tax now. Pass tax now. What do you do? What do you use to determine the classes of all these withholding tax? Please, I hope I'm not too fast. I hope I'm not too fast. Okay. Hope I'm not too fast. Okay, yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. For small companies currently, they are the currently small companies are the companies that their turnover is from 25 million and below. So all those small companies, they are exempted from paying company income tax. But if my company, Michael Nigeria Limited, is giving another company a work to do, it is not my business whether the company is a small company or is a medium-sized company or is a large-sized company. Please take note, it is not your business. If I'm giving a transaction to a company, it is not my business on your size. What I need to do is to deduct the withholding tax, and I'll remit it to FRS. If that company now is a small company, then the company can go and meet FRS to ensure that, oh, this withholding tax that this person deducted for my money, I'm a small company, you're supposed to refund me back. That's the business of that company, whether it's a small company or whatever. Go and settle that with FRS. If me, I did not deduct, and that person is telling me it's a small company, and me too, I gullibly accepted the information that she's telling me that our company is a small company, the turnover is not 25 million, and I did not deduct it. The problem is going to be on me. I'm the one that is going to pay that withholding tax plus penalties and interest on that penalty. So The withholding tax now that I deducted from that small company, the small company can go and write FRS to seek refund of that withholding tax, and that is what that place is talking about. So the withholding tax credit note, when payment is made by the bank or withholding tax section of the revenue in respect of withholding tax deducted as source, the FRS will issue credit notes in favor of the taxpayer whose name are contained in the withholding tax schedule. So the notes are forwarded by the collection agent to the taxpayer who suffered the deduction to enable them claim tax credit against their tax liability for the assessment year. It is important to emphasize that the presentation of a letter for the collection from the collection agent showing that a taxpayer has suffered deduction is not enough for FRS to grant withholding tax credit. B, similarly, government treasury receipts issued by other government departments showing that they have deducted tax from a taxpayer is not enough to grant tax credit, since only FRS can collect tax from the federal government and will therefore issue credit notes for only the tax that have been paid into its coffers. Each state government is expected to design forms that will enable credit to be granted to those whose incomes tax has been withheld. To those whose income tax has been withheld. What is this place talking about? FRS, they have the power to tell you that, oh, you can make use of this withholding tax credit note. But if FRS have not collected, if FRS, they have not received the withholding tax that was deducted from a company transaction, that company cannot go to FRS and be telling FRS that, oh, I'm expecting withholding tax. Please, I need to apply it on my stuff. So when FRS have not received it, that means FRS does not have any business with that company to come and be doing what, to come and be claiming it. And also government, all those government, ministry, department, and agencies, if they have deducted withholding tax credit and they have not remitted it, or they have remitted it, it is not enough for FRS to grant that withholding tax credit, because they must ensure that, oh, this withholding tax credit, the correct amount has been deducted, the right amount has been applied to the right company by stating the correct withholding tax, the correct STIN number of the person that suffered that withholding tax deduction. What are the administrative bottlenecks and other problems of withholding tax? Some of the challenges affecting the withholding tax scheme include the following. A, inconsistency in the interpretation of and the applicable withholding tax rate applicable to some transactions in the information circular on withholding tax issued by FRS. Yeah, there are some inconsistency. Sometimes some people, they don't know the applicable withholding tax rate to apply on a transaction. And I've seen where someone, he went and treated a partnership. A partnership is under individual. He's supposed to deduct 5% withholding tax from that person's money. He was thinking this company is because his partnership is a business name. He went and deduct with 10% withholding tax from that person, from that partnership money. So there is inconsistency. Sometimes some people do not have a good understanding of the applicable withholding tax rate that is supposed to be deducted. Also, there is bureaucracy in the process of claiming withholding tax credit. Yes, I will tell that one for you as a fact. There is bureaucracy in the process of it. When you want to go there, they will tell you to write letter. You will not write letter, finish. They will not be telling you some conditions. I don't want to be saying some things here, right? I don't want to be saying some things here. So let me just keep quiet, because this is like a public group and a lot of people are here. So there is a lot of bureaucracy before you can claim this withholding tax credit note. In fact, there was a time, I think during COVID, that they were writing, they were mandating a lot of companies that they should come and make mention of their withholding tax credit. And before you know, they wiped away some withholding tax credit notes of so many companies. They wiped it off from the system. So that's another problem. Then penalty for failure to deduct. That's another problem. In what sense? Taxpayers who are essentially obliged under the income tax law to register for income tax does so as an unpaid agent of the relevant tax authority. Therefore, penalizing the tax agent for failure to deduct withholding tax may be considered as counterproductive, considering that the tax agent is not paid for assisting the relevant tax authority in this regard. Look at it, for example, I was given a situation that, oh, Michael Nigeria Limited is giving Lavender Nigeria Limited a professional service to do. The responsibility to deduct and to remit is the withholding tax is on Michael Nigeria Limited. Now, if Michael Nigeria Limited did not deduct, or he forgot to deduct, he paid Lavender Nigeria Limited the gross amount. The tax authority will now be coming to Michael Nigeria Limited that, oh, you did not remember to deduct. Now you are going to be the one to pay it. Meanwhile, where the ones that I'm deducting that I'll be remitting, you are not paying me for the services. You are not paying me for the papers that I'm printing. You are not paying me for the internet that I use to type in to ensure I do all these necessary things. You are not paying me for sending my employee to the bank to go and remit it for me. But you are not coming to me that, oh, I didn't remember to deduct, and now the penalty or the problems or the issues of me not deducting is on me. You are not charging me after I pay that person gross. It is counterproductive, but the law is the law. What the law says is that any failure to deduct is going to be on the person that's supposed to deduct. Appropriate withholding tax rates to apply to transactions. In some cases, tax agents are in dilemma as to determine and apply withholding tax rates correctly on different transactions. Sometimes they don't know the applicable withholding tax rate to apply. Bureaucracy in the process of withholding tax refund. I don't need to talk much on this because even the present fiscal chairman, fiscal policy, was that Mr. Taiwo Idele, he himself, when he was working in one of the big four, he said it that he has never claimed any withholding tax refund for any of his clients. So if somebody in that caliber to say that, that means there is a big bureaucracy. That's what I'm telling you. You remember when I told us that when we look at VAT, that when your VAT input is higher than your VAT output, you're supposed to claim refund. And I told us that that thing is a theory, is a theory that was stated. That refund there, you are going to take time before you claim it. In fact, that's if you are going, you can claim it self. That's if you can claim it. So what are the merits and demerits of withholding tax scheme? What are the merits? Number one, source of government revenue. Number two, it helps in expanding the tax net by bringing into tax net persons who were previously unknown to the tax authority. It helps in determining a person's turnover and thus ascertaining the correct income for tax purposes. It makes that payment less cumbersome to the taxpayer, who may not have to bother himself going to the tax office to pay his tax. It reduces the incidence of tax evasion. It involves little or no cost of collection as it is self-accounting in nature. And it saves time for the revenue officers to attend to other duties. Yes, these are the merits of withholding tax. I think it's self-explanatory. You don't need anything for me on that aspect. What are the demerits of withholding tax? A high rate of withholding tax is likely to affect the operational performance of most businesses. Yes. For example, I want to do work for you, and I know that this work, you are going to deduct withholding tax 10% for me. What will I do? I'll just increase the money that I wanted to charge you now. Maybe the work I'm doing for you is 1 million naira, and I know that you are going to deduct 10% withholding tax from that money that you are going to pay me. I'll just quote for you 1.1 million naira, still straight away. So if the work go, when you deduct the 10%, I'll still know that, oh, my 1 million naira is still coming to me. So it can affect the operational performances of some business. It can affect the cash flow that can be generated in a particular business. And it's also likely to discourage hard work by revenue officer since it is self-accounting in nature. What are the penalties for late remittance or a non-deduction withholding tax payment from payment? When any person will be obliged to deduct any tax fails to deduct or having deducted fails to pay to FRS within 21 days from the date the amount was deducted or the time the duty to deduct arose, the person is guilty of an offense and shall be liable to a penalty of 10% per annum of the tax withheld or not remitted, as the case may be. You are still going to pay that withholding tax. So after you are still going to pay that withholding tax amount, you are now going to pay a penalty of 10%. And they will still now apply interest on that penalty on the current CBN MPR rate. CBN rate, they are going to apply it. For State Board of Internal Revenue, someone that fails to deduct or having deducted fails to remit within 30 days, the person has committed an offense and shall be guilty and punishable on conviction and shall be liable to a fine of 5,000 naira in addition to the tax deductible or deducted. but not remitted, plus interest at the prevailing commercial rate. Please take note of that. Operation of withholding tax system. When any of the payments listed in the table above is being made by the payer, who is an agent of the relevant tax authority, for the collection and remittance of withholding tax at appropriate, the tax must be correctly deducted from the payment and the net paid to the supplier. I've talked about this one very well. The net paid to the supplier. Currency of deduction. The currency of deduction is the currency of transaction. But from 2026, whether you deduct in dollar, you are going to remit in naira, because they are bringing in changes that, oh, dollar that is scarce. Why are you still now compelling this person to go and buy dollar at black market rate to come and remit withholding tax or VAT in currency of transactions? So from 2026, it's going to change. There is going to be an exchange rate that they are going to be advising people, which I'm sure, and they are going to do that. What are the dual roles of ministry, parastatals, and other agencies? You see, these MDAs, they have dual roles. And then they play a dual role since January 2025 in the tax collection procedure. They act as agent in the deduction of withholding tax from contracts payable to their contractors. And they also act as agent in the collection of VAT on payment made to contractors. I remember there is one table that I showed to us some times back when we are treating VAT, that, okay, when it comes to government agencies, ministries, and parastatals of government, if they want to give me a work now, a contract work to do for them, and let's now say, for example, that contract work is 100 million naira. Let's just say that contract work is 100 million naira. Me, and I add 7.5%. 7.5% of 1 million naira. 100 million naira. That is 7,500,000 naira. So that means the bill I'm going to give to the ministries or government agencies is going to be 107,500,000 naira. That is the contract amount plus the VAT. Now, if it is a transaction that's supposed to suffer withholding tax deduction, let's now say the withholding tax is 10%. 10% of 100 million naira, that is 10 million naira. So that means the dual role now of this ministry or government agency is that what they are going to pay to me is going to be the net amount. The net amount in what sense? They are that 7.5% withholding tax. I'm sorry, 7.5% VAT that may are included in that contract, plus the withholding tax of 10% that they're supposed to deduct from that contract. It is their own responsibility to deduct those two taxes from that money, and they will now remit it to the relevant tax authorities. I think we have done a simple illustration on that, which I'm sure. So that means all these ministry, departmental, and agencies, they have the right and power to withhold VAT, and they also have the right and power to withhold withholding tax, and they will remit it to relevant tax authorities on behalf of the taxpayer. So what are the rights and obligations of the taxpayer? The recipient of a payment that suffered tax by deduction is entitled to demand from the payer evidence that the payer has not only deducted the tax, but has also accounted for the tax to the relevant tax authority. The evidence should be the original receipt issued by the relevant tax authority. Otherwise, it's likely to be given credit for the tax already paid against his total tax liability for a given year of assessment. In completing his annual tax returns, the recipient is obliged to disclose his income from all sources and claim the tax relief that are due to him. Even when an income is tax exempt, he is also obliged to disclose and declare the income and claim the exemption. Failure to declare a source of income, even though the income may be exempt from tax, borders on tax evasion, which is punishable, which is a punishable offense. I remember the question that you guys treated yesterday in personal income tax. The lecturer brought in dividend income, and she now deducted that dividend income from it. This is what cost it. This is that part of the law that cost it. Don't forget that dividend income has suffered withholding tax deduction at source. But the law says that even if that money has suffered withholding tax as source, or is not supposed to suffer withholding tax. Gratuity is not supposed to suffer withholding tax. But so far it is an income, you must do what? You must report it. Yeah, if it is not supposed to not be a non-taxable income or an income that is not supposed to suffer any tax deduction again, you are not going to remove it later on. Any failure to do that is a punishable offense. That means that person is doing what? You are going against the law. You are going against the law. So this is all I need to tell us on the note on withholding tax. So briefly, we are going to treat some questions on withholding tax. I'm not going to take any questions for now. Keep your questions. Let us tackle withholding tax that we need to tackle, and we'll be good. So yeah. Sorry, I think I need to share with us. We need to briefly look at it. Mr. Pokolawale, what happened? Where is the reason for that smelling of crying? Is it hard? So let's quickly look at the latest or the new withholding tax rate that we have from. Will you drop the note? Who is this person? Will you drop the note, Bao? Did you just join the group? Book ad, book ad. Yahoo too ad, Mr. Pokolawale. Yahoo too is ad. Even armed robbery is hard. Easy. Easy. Let us just try our best, I beg. Let's try our best. I know it's not easy. Yeah, please, can you see the screen of the latest withholding tax? Okay. So let's quickly run through it. This is the applicable withholding tax rate. And don't forget, as I told you, they are not going to give you the withholding tax rate in exam. They are not going to give you withholding tax rate in exam. Please. What are the problems of withholding tax? We have looked at it now. The problem of withholding tax is bureaucracy in claiming withholding tax credit notes and some other ones. You will see it in the notes, please. Those are part of the problem of claiming withholding tax. So this is the applicable withholding tax rate that is applied with effect from September 2024. I think 30th of September 2024 or 1st of September 2024. That's when this one became applicable. And now you see that we have where they call corporate suppliers, and you can see another section where they put non-corporate suppliers. And under it, you see where they put resident and non-resident. Let's treat the corporate suppliers first. What is a resident corporate supplier? Any incorporated entities that has registered office in Nigeria, is a resident in Nigeria. So that means this is the rate that you are going to apply to any companies, incorporated entities that have registered offices in Nigeria. They are classified under resident. Non-resident corporate entities, let's say for example, Facebook. Facebook does not have any registered office in Nigeria. I'm not sure, but I think so. But Facebook is making millions of naira from Nigeria when Nigerians do adverts. So that means the money that Facebook is making in Nigeria, Facebook is going to be regarded as a non-resident company. Starlink, Elon Musk, this Starlink, Elon Musk internet service provider is another perfect example, because I don't think that man too has a registered office in Nigeria. But that man is making good millions of Nigeria every month, because I know a good number of people have this Starlink stuff. So this Starlink is going to be regarded also as a non-resident corporate entities. So everyone has their own respective withholding tax rate deductions that is going to be applied on their transactions. Therefore, non-corporate entities, which are unincorporated entities. Unincorporated entities are individuals, partnership, sole proprietorship, I think trust, settlement, and estate. They are classes of unincorporated entities. So we have the resident and we have non-resident. I remember in your payee calculations, she treated for you how it will be regarded for someone that is resident in Nigeria. And the law says that personal income tax, the law says that somebody that is resident in Nigeria must have remained in Nigeria in 183 cumulative days. So that means if I'm not in Nigeria for 183 cumulative days and I'm an individual, Michael Oshomi, an individual, is not in Nigeria for a cumulative of 183 days. That means I've japa, or I'm in Canada, I'll come to Nigeria, spend 1 month, I'll go to Canada, travel and spend some months. And this can be established that I'm not in Nigeria for a cumulative 183 days. I'm going to be regarded as a non-resident individual. Then a resident individual is going to be someone that has been, an individual is going to be someone that has been in Nigeria for a cumulative of 183 days or more. So everybody has their own applicable withholding tax rates that you must apply. Take note of it, and please be making sure you apply the correct rates in all your transactions, especially director fees. All these tax people, they know what to come and check. Your audit fees, they know what to go and check. Your rent, the rent that you are paying as a company, they know what to come and check. And please make sure you apply the withholding tax rate and ensure that you remit it. Even if that person did not give you his TIN number, please just file it like that, so that you know you have done your own. That person can now go to FRS office or go to State Board of Internal Revenue office to go and correct any withholding tax that was remitted that they didn't state is correct and withholding tax number. The person can go there and go and settle it out, or you yourself, you can help that person to write letter to any of the tax authority. But make sure you do what? You remit it when you have deducted it. I hope I'm communicating, please. So this is the latest withholding tax that is being applied on transactions for now. Please take note of it, and please let us make sure we are doing the correct thing so that we can save our companies from liabilities. Thank you so much. So we are quickly, how do we categorize them as corporate or non-corporate entities? Facebook corporate. Facebook should be a corporate entity now. We are going to look at the name. Is it Facebook PLC or Facebook Nigeria Limited? When you look at the name, you'll be able to determine whether they are a corporate entity or non-corporate entities. Then you are now going to classify them resident or non-resident. So I'm sure Facebook does. I'm not sure, but I think that was the time we wanted to establish an office in Nigeria. Was it Facebook or Google? I'm not sure whether it's Google or Facebook that wanted to establish an office in Nigeria then. So I wasn't sure, but I know one of them tried to establish office in Nigeria one time like that. But I don't think it worked out. So briefly, let's look at this question. I'm going to unmute no, I don't need to unmute everybody. I don't want to be hearing some kind of background noise. Okay, so please confirm. Can you see this question I'm sharing clearly? Okay, good one. Thank you so much. So Kuba Limited, a medium-scale manufacturing company, made the following transactions during the year ended December 31, 2016. We have different transactions that Kuba Limited did with some classes of people that is supposed to deduct withholding tax. So the requirement of the question says that we should compute the withholding tax payable to Federal Inland Revenue Service and also the withholding tax payable to State Board of Internal Revenue. Immediately you are reading this requirement and you want to start going through these transactions. What do you need to be picking? You need to be picking straight away which withholding tax is going to which state tax authority. Definitely incorporated entities is going to FRS, and individuals and partnership, blah blah blah, sole proprietorship, that one is going to State Board of Internal Revenue, State Board of Internal Revenue. So you have looked at the requirements. You need to now prepare in your mind. Oh, withholding tax that is going to state, withholding tax that is going to FRS. From there, you start picking it. And when you pick it, you go and apply the necessary applicable withholding tax rate. The necessary applicable withholding tax rate. So Cooper Limited, a medium-scale manufacturing company, made the following transaction during the year ended December 31, 2016. February 7, 2016, he paid 250,000. 250,000 was paid to Okon, an estate surveyor, for the services rendered to the company during the month. April 11, 650,000 naira was paid to Amani Limited as a fee for technical services rendered. May 15, 2016, 800,000 was paid as interim dividend to individual shareholders of the company. July 19, 18 million was paid to Binlad Limited for purchase of goods used in the ordinary course of the business. September 23, 2016, 360,000 was paid to management consultant R.O. Pedro. R.O. Pedro, a management consultant. November 26, 2016, 1 million was paid to Kasi Limited as royalty. December 29, 2016, 500,000 was paid to the directors of the company as directors' fees. So from all this income that we looked at, or sorry, from all these transactions that we looked at, the requirement is now for us to classify them under FRS and State Board of Internal Revenue. I don't know whether I look at that note. There is one note that gave us some exemption on withholding tax. Did I look at it? I jumped it. I must have jumped it. A minute, please. I must have jumped it. Because we need the understanding of that note to be able to attempt one of the items in that question. We need the understanding of it. Please, so please permit me. Let me quickly look for that sentence. Let me look for that short sentence. Yep. I think I've seen it. Okay, I think I've seen it. So please permit me. I'm going to stop sharing the screen of this question briefly. Then the question is already in your group. The lady that was saying that will I share it? Please check your group, unless if you just join. So if you just join, I'll confirm from you later on if you just join. So we'll be able to look at it very well. Okay, so permit me to just briefly highlight this place. That's where I'm going to. Oh, I can only view. Oh, sorry. So I don't know whether you guys are seeing that place that I highlighted. It says that contract which is outright sales and purchase of goods and property in the ordinary course of the business are exempted from withholding tax. Purchase of goods or property in the ordinary course of the business. So that means I need to purchase this item for me to be able to do what? To produce what I'm doing in the ordinary course of my business. Is exempted from withholding tax deduction. Please take note of this sentence. Take note of this sentence. Just keep your question. Take note of this sentence. When we are done, I will attend to everybody. So, contract which is outright sale and purchase of goods and property in the ordinary course of the business are exempted from withholding tax. They are all exempted from withholding tax. Okay? I hope that one is clear enough. I need to specify that one for every one of us. I need to specify it for every one of us. So let me go back to the question again. Have I stopped sharing the question? A minute. A minute. Yeah, please confirm you can see my screen again. Okay. I'm going to expand it a little for the benefit of every one of us. So this is a screenshot of the question that I'm bringing into our Excel sheet. And the question states that, okay, we should compute the withholding tax that is payable to FRS and the withholding tax that is payable to State Board of Internal Revenue. The withholding tax that is payable to FRS and the withholding tax that is payable to State Board of Internal Revenue Service. So I'm going to assume this question applying the current withholding tax rate. Please, I'm going to attempt this question. I'm going to solve this question applying the current withholding tax rate. Please permit me, I need to reduce this question a little so that I can see what I'm doing very well. But I'm sure each one of us can see it by the side now. I'm sure we can all see it by the side. Okay, so thank you. So let's quickly solve. All this bakang bakang. This bakang bakang is distracting me. Just keep your question. Once we are done, you can ask your question. No wala. Just hold on a little, please. So we want to solve this question, and the requirement is for us to get the withholding tax that is remittable to FRS and State Board of Internal Revenue. So for any of this question, you must start with the name. And what is the title of account? Computation of W.H.T. withholding tax liability, withholding tax payable to the relevant tax authority. Withholding tax payable. Hey, sorry, let me quickly bring my charger, please. A minute, please. Stop.
I love you. And the wings. I love you. I'm not proud of you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. Okay. You know, there are some people too that they are watching on Facebook, so my battery is kind of low. So this question will currently be tested. Well, in the question, you have to apply the necessary withholding tax rate because let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. Let me look at that your question very well. Sir, this is good question. Will the current rate be tested in this diet? Yes, because it has become applicable from. So, did you say I love you? Jesus Christ. Shimamanda, Abba, why can't you cover your ears? I didn't say I love you. Jesus Christ. Okay, you know, for example, if you did not deduct withholding tax, and the tax authority people should come to your office now, right? They are going to apply the current rate on that transactions. They are going to apply the current rate on that transaction. So that's why I'm going to tell you that that's what they are going to do for you. It now depends on you agreeing with them, backing it with law. But I don't think there is a law that says that you have to go back and use the old rate, because even the tax audit that I've attended, that the company did not deduct, the company did not pay the right income tax liability, even though the company was a what do we call it, a medium-sized company. I know the tax with CIT rate of medium-sized company is 20%. So the company did not deduct the right withholding tax. So what did they do? They were applying the current rate on that company, but we know a lot of things. So the best, if you did not deduct, they are going to apply the current rate for you. So that's what I can just tell us straight away. If you did not deduct, they are going to apply the current rate for you. So let us prepare this thing, applying the current rate, applying the current rate. I hope it's clear enough. Applying the current rate. So what if the year mentioned in questions like 2015 or less than 2014? Please, you use the current rate. Please use the current rate. Please use the current rate. Please use the current rate. Okay. Computation of withholding tax payable to the relevant tax authority for 2017 year of assessments. Please confirm. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, thank you. That person that was hearing I love you before, it's not I love you that you heard, it's something else that you heard. So let's do the first one. Federal Inland Revenue Service. And I'm not going to answer your question, Levanda. I'll be using my mama, Shimamanda. So the first one, Federal Inland Revenue Service. Federal Inland Revenue Service. Federal Inland Revenue Service. Let me shift this thing a little. So we are going to have the date of the transaction, the company name. Please permit me to shorten down one. The date of the transaction, the company name, the company TIN number is supposed to be there. The company TIN number is supposed to be there. The transaction, what is the transaction that we did? You're supposed to state it. The type of transaction that we did, we're supposed to state it. What is the transaction amount? The transaction amount in naira, you're supposed to state it. What is the withholding tax rate? What is the withholding tax rate? That one is in percentage. You're supposed to state it. Then what is the W.H.T deducted? What is the withholding tax deducted? You're supposed to do what? You're supposed to state it also. And take note, the place that you're supposed to write naira, please make sure you write the correct currency. Make sure you write your currency. Very, very important. Very, very important. So from this transaction, which one is going to FRS? The one of April 11, 2016 is going to FRS. The transaction of Amani Limited Technical Services is going to FRS. And also the one of November 26, 2016, 1 million paid to Kasi Limited as royalty. Those are the two that are going to FRS. The one of July 19, 2016, that one is exempted from withholding tax deduction because they specifically stated that it's for purchase of goods used in the ordinary course of the business. And we read a note. I have to take us back to a note that we read that purchase sales of stuff and purchase of goods that are used for the ordinary course of the business are exempted from withholding tax. So that means this particular one is exempted from withholding tax. So let's quickly solve this. 11th of April 2016. What is the company name? Amani Limited. Amani Limited. There is no TIN number, but TIN number is supposed to be stated. Okay. What is the transaction that we did? Amani Limited offer Cuba Limited technical services. Technical services. What is the amount of the contract? 650,000 naira. 650,000 naira. That's the contract amount. 650,000 naira. We'll come back to the withholding tax rate very soon. by looking at what's the applicable withholding tax rate. We are going to look at it. But if you are on that withholding tax rate schedule, you can start looking at it so that when we want to look at it, we'll just go straight away. Then 26th of November 2016. 26th of November 2016. We paid who? Cassie Limited. Cassie Limited. For what? For royalty. How much? 1 million naira. 1 million naira. The withholding tax rate is not yet known, but briefly, let me look at it. For technical services. For technical services, yeah, this company, Amani Limited is a. Oh, do I need to share my full screen? I think that's what I would do, Sha. Let me share my full screen. But if you see something else pop up on my chat in my full screen, don't laugh. Oh. Let me beg us now. Okay. So I hope this is not distracting the way I'm going up and down. Amani Limited. Amani Limited is a resident company from the best of my knowledge because they put it there. And so let us just assume there is a resident company to the best of my knowledge. And they now said that it rendered technical services. For a company that is resident in Nigeria, the applicable withholding tax rate is what? 5%. 5%. For the next one, Cassie Limited, that we are paying royalty, the applicable withholding tax rate is what? 10%. 10%. So please let's take note of that. This man own is 5%, and this man own is 10%. So what is the withholding tax that is to be deducted? 5% times 650,000, right? And this one is 10% times 1 million naira. 10% times 1 million naira. So the addition of this is going to give us 132,500 naira. 132,500 naira. So we can just write the W.H.T. payable to Federal Inland FIRS by what's the name? Cuba Limited is 132,500 naira. 132,500 naira. So let's move on to now solve for the next one. State Board of Internal Revenue. State Board of Internal Revenue. State Board of Internal Revenue. So please, a minute, let me quickly copy all this information so that you don't need to waste time. Yeah, State Board of Internal Revenue. State Board of Internal Revenue. Based on this question, what are the withholding taxes that are going to State Board of Internal Revenue? 250,000 that we pay to Okon, Mr. Okon. Who is Mr. Okon? Is a estate surveyor. Okay. Then let me just write that one. On which date? 7th of February is 07/02/2016. Mr. Okon, noting number given. The contract, the transaction is for professional service because it's a contractor, and the contractor should be a professional service person, right? I hope I'm correct. And the contract amount is 250,000 naira. We'll come to the withholding tax rate later on. So let's move on. April 11 is going to FRS. May 15, 2016, 800,000 was paid as interim dividends. to individual shareholders of the company. 800,000 was paid as interim dividend to the individual shareholders of the company. So April what? April, is it, what's the date again? May 15, 2016. 15th of May 2016. We paid who? Individual shareholders. They already stated it that they are individual shareholders. This is what? Dividend. How much is the dividend? 800,000 naira. If I'm correct, the withholding tax rate for dividend is 10%. At least I know that one. Withholding tax rate for dividend and with interest. Dividend and interest is the same thing for all set 10%. 360,000. September 23, 2016. 360,000 was paid to R.O. Pedro. Who is R.O. Pedro? A management consultant. 23 of September 2016. R.O. Pedro, a management consultant. A management consultant. How much? 360,000 naira. We'll come to the withholding tax rate very soon. We'll share the screen and look at it. Then the last one, and Cassie Limited, that one is to FRS. Then the last one, September 29, 2016, 500,000 was paid to the directors of the company as director fees. 29th of December 2016, right? 29th of December 2016, directors. So they're all supposed to have their respective team numbers, please. Just as I told us, these people, they know where to go and search. Once they look at your expenses, they saw that, oh, you pay director fees. The next thing they will ask you, where's the evidence of withholding tax? They saw that you pay rent. They will ask you, where's the evidence of withholding tax? They saw that you pay auditor's fee. You use auditor, you have a lawyer, estate surveyor. They already know the expenses that are supposed to suffer withholding tax. So they will just ask you, where's the evidence of withholding tax deduction? And failure for you to present it, that is an issue. Failure to present it is an issue, please. So this is director fees, right? Director fees. And how much did you pay the directors? 500,000. 500,000 is the amount that will pay the directors. So let's quickly look at what is the withholding tax that we're supposed to apply on all these transactions. The first one, Mr. Okon. Mr. Okon is a professional service, right? So it's going to be under this place. Is a Mr. Okon. So that means it's going to be 5%. His withholding tax is going to be 5% for Mr. Okon. We have already written for that one. Shareholders dividend is 10%. R.O. Pedro, management consultant, consultancy fee, individual, non-corporate entities, right? Is also 5%. 5%. Then director's fees. Let's quickly scroll down. Where are the director fees? Director's fees is 15%. 15%. That is for director's fees. 15%. So this 250,000 times this, right? So permit me to just populate it down. 10% of 800,000, 5% of 360,000, and 15% of what do we call it? 500,000. Then the total of it, that's going to give us 185,500. 185,500. So you can just write a short note briefly under it. A short note briefly under it. That the W.H.T. payable to State Board of Internal Revenue Service is 185,500 naira. 185,500 naira. With this, we have come to the end of this question. So I'm going to unmute everybody. If you want to ask your question, please, you can raise up your hand and ask your question now. If you have any question to ask, if not, let me quickly, there's another question. Should we quickly solve another question? Let me unmute. Let majority carry the vote. Should we quickly solve another question? Sharp, sharp.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. No,
No,
sir.
let's
Yes,
do
sir.
question this
Please.
one.
Yes, sir.
Wait the
Whenever I
question. Are you
finish this
getting
one,
Let's quickly solve that question. I'm going to
Tell
rush
you
it.
that the question of the game that you see it.
What do you say? Let me quickly solve another question. So we'll quickly look at another question. Sharp, sharp. Don't worry, I'm going to rush us in that question. That's the second question that I shared with us. Mr. Kukolawale, this is your book that is out there. Don't worry, you'll pass that easily. Just relax. Relax your mind. You'll pass that easily. All right. So a minute. Let's quickly just look at this last. This is the last time I think they tested a question on withholding tax. This is the last time they tested it on withholding tax. Don't worry, we'll just quickly look at it so that I can take questions or people that have questions. This question, was it not 2016? I can't remember, but it's a long time ago. A very, very long time ago. Either 20, no, it's not 2016. This should be like maybe 2020 thereabouts, 2020 or 2021 thereabouts. This is when they asked this question. And it's a 15 marks question. It's a 15 marks question. This is the last time they tested a calculation question in for withholding tax. So briefly, I'll read. Olori Ogun Logistics Limited renders consultancy services to newspaper publishing companies in Nigeria. All the publishers are limited liability companies which deduct appropriate withholding tax from all consultancies and remit to relevant tax authority. So you can see in the question, all publishers are limited liability companies. So that means that their relevant tax authority is going to be FRS. All the publishers are limited liability companies. We deduct appropriate withholding tax from all consultancy and remit to relevant tax authorities within the time limit specified by the law. So Olori Ogun Logistics Limited makes up its accounts to 31st December 31 each year, and suffer withholding tax on the invoices raised from the specific date as follows. We have the date of remittance, the month of transaction, the invoice number, and the amount. But we are interested in the transactions, the month of transaction, the date of remittance, and the amount, the contract amount. So we have the different years. We have from January 2015 to 31st December 2015. And they now gave us January and February 2016. Don't forget, we said that unearned income, I remember that lady mentioned it yesterday, that unearned income is going to be done on preceding year basis. So withholding tax now, for a company to claim withholding tax, that one is also going to be done on preceding year basis. And when we are talking about preceding year basis, it means that your transaction of last year, you are going to pay the tax in the following year. You are going to do the assessment of tax in the following year. So please take note of that. So the withholding tax credit note on the above transactions were forwarded to Dederick Logistics Limited, but the accountant was confused as to which year of assessment to claim this tax credit. You are required calculate the withholding tax credit for each of the above invoices, 6 marks. Determine the total amount of withholding tax credit to be claimable for each year of assessment, 3 marks. The CDE, that one is on your own. Go and solve it yourself. What is the due date for remitting withholding tax to tax authority? Mention in B above. What is the due date that remits the withholding tax to tax authority? State 3 transactions exempted from withholding tax in Nigeria. List 4 distinct groups referred to as agents of the government for the collection and remittance of withholding tax in Nigeria. So all this 1 mark, 3 marks, 2 marks is on your own. Go and do what? Go and solve it on your own. So I'm only interested in the A and B part. I'm only interested in the A and B part of the question. Yeah, you guys are enjoying tax now. You can see tax is easy. Just as I told you guys, tax is very, very easy to pass. Very, very simple to pass. And I hardly trace students that pay tax. So please, don't let me come to your house and hold you. I know the people that, in fact, they must not tell me that in fact, all of us, we have responsibility to pass this tax now. Pass it now. Uh-huh. Pass it now. Thank you very much. Yeah, confirm. Can you see my Excel sheet? God will help us in Jesus' name. Yes, amen. Amen. Fire. I put fire with it. Okay, so I'm sharing this question by the side, and I'm going to use the other side to like solve this question as fast as we can. The requirement: calculate the withholding tax credits for each above invoices, and also determine the withholding tax credit to be claimed for the year of assessment. For the year of assessment, what is the name of the company? Olori Ogun Abi Logistics Limited. And what is the title of the account? The A part, computations of withholding tax. Calculate the withholding tax credit for each of the okay, so we need to compute the withholding tax liability. Computations of withholding tax liability for what is the year of assessment? For 2016 and 2017. 2017 YOA. Please don't write YOA in your book. Year of assessment. I'm trying to manage the time. YOA, year of assessment. So we are going to have the month of transaction, the company name, the invoice number. It is not important, but let us just write it. The invoice number. We're supposed to have the company TIN, but let us just write it. They didn't state it for us. The company TIN, the transaction amount, the transaction, not transaction amount. Transaction, what is the transaction that we did? Then what is the transaction amount? What is the transaction amount? What is the W.H.T rate? What is the W.H.T rate? And what is the W.H.T amount? What is the withholding tax amount? So this one is Naira. This one is in percentage. And this one is Naira also, right? Naira percentage Naira. Naira percentage Naira. Okay. Okay. So the month of transaction, let me just quickly write it. Based on this question, we have January 2015. January 2015. And February 2015. Let me just whether I can copy this thing. February, March, April, May, June. We don't have July. We have the next one is August 2015. September 2015. October 2015. November 2015. December 2015. And the last one was January and February 2016. That one is going to be claimed in 2017 year of assessment. And the company name is DIEGERIK Logistics Limited. That's the name of the company. Hey, what did I do? Invoice number. Please let me just jump this invoice number. You can, when you are solving, when I share it with you, you can write it in your book later on. So what are the transaction amounts? So what is the transaction that they did? Consultancy service, right? Consultancy service. That's the transaction that they did, right? So we are mostly interested in the contract amount. This one is 350,000. The first one, 350,000. The second one, 670,000. The next one, 810,000. Please don't be angry. I'm going to be fast. The next one, 305,000. The next one, 295,000. The next one, 922,000. The next one, 270,000. The next one, 195,000. October, 408,000. 495,000. 396,000 and then 1649,000. Those are the relevant figures. Those are the relevant figures. So now, what is the applicable withholding tax rate? Let me use the current withholding tax rate. Consultancy services for a resident company is what? 5%, right? 5%. 5%. That's the applicable withholding tax rate. So what is the withholding tax to be deducted? 5% times 350,000 naira. That is for this one. So please a minute. It's the same transaction. So that means the rate is going to be 5% all through. The rate is going to be 5% all through. And so what is going to be the withholding tax amount? So please let me just use my Excel sheet. So that means this is going to be the withholding tax amount. This is going to be the withholding tax amount. So the first requirement is that calculate the withholding tax credit of each of the above invoices. So what you now need to do is to total it. What is the total? So the withholding tax credit of the above invoices is 388,250 naira. The withholding tax credit of the above invoices is 338,250 naira only. So we are done with the 8th part. This is your 6 marks. 6 bonus marks. 6 bonus mark. 6 bonus mark. Oh, see it, oh, Mr. Popolawale. See the mark, oh, that is simple. 6 new bonus, very, very simple. So that's the bonus mark, 6 marks. So the next one is to determine the withholding tax credit to be claimable for each year of assessment. Now, I told us that withholding tax is going to be claimed on preceding year basis. So what do we mean by preceding year basis? The one that was deducted in 2015 can only be claimed in 2016 year of assessment. And the withholding tax that was deducted in 2016 can only be claimed in 2017 year of assessment. So what do we need to do? Is to quickly, I'm just going to do the copy and paste, right? So the B part, this is the B part. This is the B part. That one is asking us, oh, okay, for 2016 years of assessment, what are the withholding tax that we can claim? It's just for us to bring the month of transaction, and to also bring in the withholding tax amount. That's all you need. The month of transaction and the withholding tax amount, then your naira. So what are the month of transactions? I already told us that 2015 is going to be claimed in 2016 year of assessment. 2015 is going to be claimed in 2016 year of assessment. So that means I just need to copy only the withholding tax that relates with transaction of year, what do we call it? Transaction of year 2015. Transaction of year 2015. Those are the withholding tax that I need to claim in 2016 year of assessment. In 2016 year of assessment. Those are the withholding tax. So now, what is the withholding tax amount? What is the withholding tax amount? A minute, please. So the withholding tax amount for all these transactions from this period to this is going to be this. Oh, sorry, I need to redo this thing. I need to realign this one. Eh? Okay, so for 2016 year of assessment, apologies, please, I'm being distracted here. So the withholding tax that is claimable in 2016 year of assessment is this figure. This figure. That is the withholding tax that is claimable. Then for 2017 year of assessment, briefly, 2017 year of assessment. So we are going to also have that one here, blah, 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 amount of transaction. And the only transaction withholding tax that we can claim is this figure, this particular one. And what is the amount? The amount is going to be 82,450 naira. 82,450 naira. So this is the end of withholding tax. This is the end of all what you need to know when it comes to withholding tax. So thank you guys for being online. So it's briefly time to entertain your questions. And then so you have any question, briefly raise up your hand so that I will answer everybody based on the time that we have. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Okay, let me sit down again. Michael Shimamanda.
Thank you
Michael
very
Shimamanda.
much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I really understand everything, but I have some questions though. When you were explaining the procedures in filing the VAT, you were a little bit sorry, I say VAT, the W.H.T. You're a little bit fast. So I would like a recap. Another one is that which company is like 5 stars? Is it a files the VAT? And what was wrong with VAT? Files the
You have
withholding tax.
you have over calculated VAT now.
Files the withholding tax. Is it a small company? Is it a large company? Like which company? Just like a VAT, they said it's from company that earns from so amount of money can take VAT to get. So which company can take this WHT? That's all, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, your first question. You said I should recap what? I should recap
The filing. Then the
the
second one
filing.
is yes, the company that is liable to withhold VAT, like persons liable to withhold VAT.
Every company is liable to withhold VAT, whether
Okay.
incorporated entities or incorporated entities. If
So
a
there is no
partnership,
particular amount a company will be earning, and they will say this company is liable to withhold VAT.
I didn't get that question.
Like there is no particular revenue a company will be generating, and they will say like this company should be withholding tax. Like
Okay,
maybe
yeah. There is a certain amount. I think a transaction of I can't remember the amount. Is it 200,000? I can't remember the amount. For me,
That's not the shake.
what's happening? Maybe 200,000 or 20,000. I can't remember the certain amount, but I know that to place it, it's better for you to
I think it's 2 million.
Is it 2 million? I don't think it's 2 million. 2 million is too much. Oh. I don't think it's 2 million. But I'll try and get the figure. But I know it's stated clearly the amount of transaction that is exempted from W.H.T. But to me, to stay safe, just deduct it. To stay safe, just deduct it. And if a partnership business is giving an incorporated entity business a transaction, it is the responsibility of the partnership leader to deduct it and to remit it to the relevant tax authority. I hope you are clear, ma.
thank you, sir.
Okay. So let me look at number 2. Mr. Akinwande Faidat. Is it Mr. or Mrs. or Miss? Akinwande Faidat, please go on.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What was my question? I think it's in that first one that you did.
Okay.
The first question that you did. Yes, I wanted to have different questions actually. So the first one is to how to differentiate between transactions for FIRS and SIRS.
Okay.
Differentiate between corporate and non-corporate. I don't really get the definition, the differences that you are using. And
Okay.
I think this first question also, I want to ask the question on this first question. Please, can you adjust it to it?
Which first
And
question?
again, I want to the first question that we solved.
The solution.
Yes, the solution. I want to ask about yes, we are only using the year of transactions. We are not using the year of remittance. Month of remittance.
No, they gave us dates, so we apply the dates. We apply the dates.
Oh, okay.
So repeat that
Okay,
your
so
first
it's the
question.
date of
First question.
transactions.
Repeat your
The
first
difference
question.
between FIRS transactions and SIRS, the one that will be remitted to FIRS and the
Okay.
one that will be remitted to SIRS. The
Okay. The
difference
one that.
between these corporates and okay, let's have it down.
Okay, no problem. The ones that be remitted to FRS is incorporated entities. That means a company that has Nigeria Limited at the back of its name or PLC at the back of its name. They are the one that will be remitted to FRS. You see all these company, let me make use of your name. Akiwande Global Ventures, Akiwande Intermediaries, Akiwande Consultancy, all those kind of ones. They are regarded under personal income tax. So the withholding tax of those ones will be remitted to State Board of Internal Revenue. So I already mentioned partnership, sole proprietorship, and trust settlement and estates, and individual name, they are going to be remitted to State Board of Internal Revenue. So that's how you are going to use to determine them. Then I think that's all I can say for your question. So let me quickly attend to somebody else. Ayebatiri Levanda.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you for today's class.
Okay, ma'am.
My question. So this is a real case scenario of where I have worked, though we have not been actually deducting withholding. But now this case scenario is related to the services that is being rendered on the app, because the former company where I worked is a food logistics company where we partner with food vendors, in quotes, restaurants. So the customers, they place orders from the app, the company's app, where the list of restaurants are available. Now, the vendor packages the food. Their logistic riders go to the vendor's restaurant to pick up the food and deliver to the customer at their location. Now, the whole scenario here now, when the customer places an order for food of say 20,000 naira, the company adds their service charge, which is the revenue, say 2,500 naira, making the total food bill of 22,500. Then on the due date, when we are supposed to settle the vendor, which is the restaurant, the 20,000 naira, which is the food, we pay them that money. Now, this cost, this 20,000 is the cost of the food alone. So my question is, how is the company meant to charge withholding on this 20,000 naira?
Okay. If it is a transaction that is supposed to suffer withholding tax deductions, then the company is supposed to charge withholding tax on that transaction. So let's say that. Yeah. Who's this person now? Mr. Shigozios. Justin. Can you please mute? Okay, so I will mute everybody for now, please. If the transaction, let's say that 20,000 naira is like the company is charging you as a service charge, then you're supposed to apply withholding tax on it. But if it is a transaction that is withholding tax deductible, please deduct it and please make sure you remit it to the relevant tax authority. Please make sure you deduct it and make sure you remit it. It's the cost of the food, sir. It's the cost of the food. Okay. Are you making use of the food as in the ordinary course of your business? If you are making use of the food in the ordinary course of your business, then I don't think you're supposed to deduct withholding tax. I hope you are clear, please. Mr. Olajide.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Okay.
I really appreciate your lecture. I'm working with Logistics Limited, and what you treated this evening is what we are even doing every month, that we remit VAT and as well as withholding tax. The other one is not a question anyway, is a request. Please, I need a link to other group like PM, FR and the other courses we are doing. Thank you, sir.
Bros, you just joined, Abby. You just joined this
Yes,
group, Abby. You can see some people already laughing. No, Allah. I will attend to you because don't worry. Just chat me. It's private chat me later on.
Okay,
Private
sir.
chat me
Okay,
later
sir.
on. Okay.
All right.
Ogechukwu Ejiaku. Lavender, we can private chat later on, right? On it.
Okay, sir.
Ogechukwu Ojiaku. Okay, am I getting your name? Ejiaku, please. Ernest Bassi.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for the lecture. Super.
Okay, sir.
And so I want to quickly ask this question. In a situation whereby we withheld on the withholding for a particular service rendered. Take for instance for my company. Let me just use the instance. I have a company and I withheld withholding. Then probably I raise the check. So is it right for me to give the check to the company I withheld the withholding for to go and remit it?
No. You yourself.
You can do that, but to me, I won't advise you. You yourself is your responsibility to go and remit it to. I hope you understand. And
Because
even now, it's easy. Once you do it on TaskPromat, you can pay online. Once you do it on TaskPromat, you can see a place online where you can select that you want to make payments, do bank transfer, and then the stuff will generate a bank account number that will expire within 30 minutes, and you can do it. But I won't advise you to do that. But if you have a relationship with that person, you can go ahead and do it. If you have a relationship
Because
with that person, you can go ahead and do it. But if that person did not remit it, and you are giving that person the check, if that person did not remit it, and you are giving that person the check, and the person did not remit it, it is going to be on you. It is not that person that they are going to hold. It is you they are going to hold. So I will advise you, go and be the one to pay it. Are you clear, sir?
Okay, because I'm clear, sir, because there's one. Let me just go straight. There's a check that is still lying down unreconciled. Like I usually undo the bank reconciliation for my company. So there's this check that is still pending. And when I asked the person that was supposed to go and remit it, he said the financial controller said we should hold the check, that the consultant, they said they are coming to come and pick up the check by themselves, but they want to remit it by themselves.
But
So I was now wondering.
But we told you
yes.
That. Okay, congratulations. Don't mention your company name, in case if anybody in FRS is here. So let me just tell you that. Don't mention the company name, but go on. Don't mention your company name in case all these people that are online, there may be some people working in FRS with them, they'll just pick your company name. But please tell that your financial controller is doing the wrong thing. No, he's doing the wrong thing. Please let him know. Let him know. And you can also talk to your tax consultant. Tell him to seek advice from your tax consultant. If your company has tax consultant, I will advise you to go through that route.
I think that would be better. Okay, so I'll do that.
Okay, thank you so much. So Awuzie Innocent. Awuzie Innocent, please, you can go on.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Okay.
Now I understood this withholding tax of it before. I know they get them. But my only question is based on exam condition. In
Mr. Bassi, can you mute? Mr. Bassi, can you please mute? Okay, thank you. Yep, go on.
My own question is based on exam condition, because in exam we don't have time. After calculating that A part, in calculating the B part, can we just come down and just sum it, as in sum the total from the January to December? Is it compulsory that one was list down all the transaction, or just sum it?
I will advise you to list it too, so that if they are going to give you scores for all these entries, you will not miss the scores.
But they are just 3 marks.
Don't say that again. No. Someone that scored 49. Someone that scored someone that scored 49, and the person that scored 50. The person that scored 49 did not pass. So I hope you know. So please, don't say just 3 marks. So even half mark. Don't say it's just half mark. He can do magic. He can do magic. He can do magic.
So what you are saying, that we need to list everything from January to December?
Yes, sir. Please list it. It won't take you time. Bros, list it sharp now.
So time is conscious. So.
You practice more. When you practice more, you improve on your speech. So let me take the last two people, please. Ojiaku Awuzie. I'm only going to take 2 people. The last 2 people, Mr. Raphael and Ojiaku Awuzie, so that I need to attend to people that are asking questions online. So Ogeshuku, what's this name? Ejaku. I don't think you have a question, right?
Yes, I have, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Please, my question is, can we deduct withholding tax and VAT on the same invoice as service charge?
Are you an agent that is doing a dual role?
No, I'm not an agent. I work in a company.
Okay.
And sometimes they will
sometimes
give
what?
they will bring invoice like our people that we recruit from. When it comes to their money fee, they will add their VAT on the invoice. Then I will not get confused if I should also deduct withholding tax and also deduct the VAT on that same invoice.
Okay. Is that your question, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which group are you? Which group are you?
No, I just group
But,
one.
okay, let me just answer you. In that kind of transaction, once you are not an agent that is responsible, that is doing the dual role of withholding tax and VAT, what you just need to deduct is withholding tax. What you are going to pay to that person is the net amount plus VAT. That's what you are going to pay to the company.
Okay.
So what you just need to deduct is withholding tax. Unless if you are doing a dual role, that's when you are supposed to deduct the two. So the last
what do you mean by dual role?
Dual role, that means you are a VAT agent and withholding tax agent. If you are a VAT agent and withholding tax agent, I hope you get it.
Yes.
So,
Sir.
Mr. Raphael, you are the last person. I want to quickly attend to
sir.
people on YouTube. Mr. Raphael.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Can you increase your voice? You are using bedroom voice.
I want to ask a question on invoice that have agency fee. I think invoice that have agency fee, we can only deduct withholding on their agency fees, or you can look at the line item, the one that is VAT applicable, just from them. Then, no, question two, I have a contact with FIRS over the week because we are doing FIRS audit. In the course of meeting with them, they inform me that even if you go and buy accessory, and the place we buy accessory,
can you increase your voice?
That even if you go and buy accessory for office use, and we did not take withholding tax from them, that when we come to the office, we should charge ourselves withholding tax, which is called self-assessment. I don't know how that one can be applicable to us. I buy accessory, maybe I buy a roll of paper. When I come back to the office, the 4,000, I'll charge myself withholding tax and go and pay. That is what we were told in FRS over the weekend.
Bros. Mr. Alide Joshua, can you please mute, please? Bros, do you have a tax consultant? Number two, for that your number two question, if you have a tax consultant, please relate it to your tax consultant. Let that tax consultant be the one to go and do the work. If your company has a tax consultant, just as I told you, these people, they can come and bamboozle you with some laws. And if you do not know it, they are going to write you straight away. But I know there are some open market operations. Open market operations. I go to this person, I buy something, I paid, and they give me invoice. Open market operation. You are not supposed to pay withholding tax. So discuss this with your tax consultant. Let your tax consultant take it up. And even for them to come to your office, your tax consultant is supposed to be available, unless if the tax consultant is not knowledgeable in the tax laws. That is that. Then you are talking about agency fees. If that agency fee is a transaction that is supposed to deduct withholding tax from, please apply the applicable withholding tax. Don't play into the hands of these people. You won't like them when you are supposed to deduct and you did not deduct. It's always that they always bring that penalties and offenses, and when you look at it, it's always huge, and you won't like it at all. So from YouTube, from the merit of withholding tax, it said we should use withholding tax to know the actual turnover. Please, how can we use it to get turnover? Okay, for you to use withholding tax amount to get turnover, it's just for you to do let's say, for example, a transaction, the withholding tax is 10%. Let's say, for example, a transaction, the withholding tax is 10%, right? And that person that is asking that question on YouTube, the transaction, the withholding tax is 10%, and you are giving the net amount. What you just need to do is to pick the net amount. You now divide it by 0.9. You are going to get the gross turnover back. The next question, please. I would like to know the current educational tax rate and the company income tax rate to use in the exam. They are going to supply you all this in the exam. They are going to supply you this, the latest one in the exam. But I'm not sure of the current withholding education tax rate. I think it should be 3%. if I'm correct. Then the company income tax rate, that one depends on the size of the company, medium or large, is going to be determined on the withholding tax rate that you are going to use. So is there any other question? I was told that we still have more time. I was thinking there's another class by 9 o'clock. Any other question, please? I was rushing. What do people that have asked questions before, now you are raising your hand again?
So you have not answered my other question.
Oh, please remind me your other question before I
You
call
said,
you.
I said, how did you differentiate the corporate and corporate entity and non-corporate entity?
I think I answer you now. Corporate entities
No.
I told you now that corporate entities are the ones, incorporated entities. They are the ones that their name ends with Nigeria Limited, Nigeria PLC. Those ones are corporate entities, incorporated entities. So the tax of the withholding tax of those people will be remitted to FRS. The withholding tax of those people will be remitted to FRS. The ones that are supposed to go to State Board of Internal Revenue, they are individuals. Your name, the withholding tax that was deducted from your dividend, interest is supposed to go to State Board of Internal Revenue. They will now have the partnership business, sole proprietorship business, and any business, unincorporated entities that they don't have limited or PLC at the back of their name is supposed to be remitted to State Board of Internal Revenue. It's supposed to be remitted to State Board of Internal Revenue. I hope it's clear now, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to
take. You please brush through the preceding year basis?
Don't worry, when we are doing basis period, you will get preceding year basis. Don't worry. Any day we are doing basis period, I will let you guys know. So you ask your question. In fact, that one is going to be interactive class because you must know basis period. So we are going to attempt that one. Okay,
sir. Thank you, sir.
So please, I need to first take the people that have not asked me question first. Mr. Joshua, Mr. Alide Joshua, let me take your own question first.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much. This topic, I really wanted to follow up, but although I came late, if you can please recap it a bit.
Bros, you watch that recapping video. Please, you watch that recapping video. But what we are just talking about is that withholding tax, and who is responsible. Let me just do a brief recap for you, like 2-3 minutes. Withholding tax and who is responsible for it. Okay, for all those incorporated entities which I just mentioned the name, is going to be remitted to FRS. Unincorporated entity is going to be remitted to State Board of Internal Revenue. And for State Board of Internal Revenue, you now have to look at what is the place of precedence of the different classes, give assignment. You people are funny. We are going to look at the State Board. I'm not giving you assignment. Please leave me alone. So, Mr. Please mute. Okay. Yeah, for those unincorporated entity will be remitted to State Board of Internal Revenue. And I think those are the things that we need to look at. And the responsibility of deduction and remittance of it is on you that is giving the contract. It's on you that is giving that person the contract of goods or services to do. The responsibility to deduct and remit is on you. Failure to deduct or failure to remit, you deducted, you did not remit, the problem is also going to be on you. So I believe that is all I can say, a brief recap that I can give to you. All the other ones, you can read the notes, and then you can also watch the recorded video later on. At least it should be available by tomorrow. You can watch it tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So thank you.
That, sir.
These people that have asked me question, why do you want to ask question again now? Okay, Mr. Raphael, oh yeah, ask your question. Mr. Raphael, your hand is raised. Oh, ask your question.
He has gone to sleep.
Okay, thank God. Mr. Awuzie Innocent. Okay, he too has gone to sleep.
No, I mean,
Okay.
sir, it's not. You said something when one of the students was talking about the complaint, the size. You said size of the complaint, the mediums. Yeah, has it been changed, or is it the former one they are still using?
We are still using small, medium, and large, but from
No, I mean the
2026,
30 and the 20.
it has not been changed. But from 2026, a change is coming.
Okay, sir.
So that's why I'm begging you guys, pass this task now, so that you know
No
that
problem.
change.
We'll,
It does
we'll
not
bring
concern
out
you.
the trophy for you in your
Okay.
house.
No, voila. Thank you. Winner Idoko.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for this class. I'm really grateful. But
Okay.
my question is, what if the company giving out the contract is supposed to withdraw, that is supposed to deduct the withholding tax, for some reason forgets, and has a relationship with the company, and asks them to pay it by themselves? Would they still be liable?
You
Would
cannot
they
tell
still be
them to pay.
penalized?
You cannot tell them to pay it by themselves. Oh. You are the one that will pay it by yourself. It's you they are going to hold responsible. So either you tell them that you didn't deduct withholding tax, you pay them the gross amount, that they should please return the withholding tax back. The withholding tax amount, they should return it back. Then you are not going to remit it. Then you keep the necessary documents.
Okay, sir. Thank you. My second question is on the schedule. There is NA. What does it mean? Is it that they are not taxable or what?
Where did you see NA?
On the schedule, oh, I didn't see it well. I see NANA on that rate.
NGN, Naira. Is it not the amount and withholding tax? Withholding tax amount.
No.
The withholding tax rate, sir.
The tax rate, some of the rates are not written, so this N/A that is
not
okay, that means
applicable.
they're not applicable. Okay, on the withholding tax rate, that means they are not. You are
Yes.
not supposed to charge withholding tax for the
Okay.
taxes of people.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Abolade Adeshola. Abolade Adeshola. Is it Adesola or Adeshola? Abolade Adeshola. Okay, Mr. Joshua, I want to ask a question again.
Hello. Yeah, I'm here, sir. Good evening.
Okay, good evening.
Adeshola.
Okay, go on, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, man. Go on. I can hear you.
About the rate, sir.
Okay.
This second question that we solved.
Yep.
Before, when the question was first asked in 2019, it was 10% that they used.
Yes.
Now we used 5%. I think that's the current rate, right?
That's
now,
the correct
you know,
rate.
in 2026 now, yes, in 2026, there might be another rate, maybe. So
I
in
don't
the
think so.
exam, they might want to be like treating questions like, how do we know the exact rate we are supposed to be using? They are supposed to use.
Just apply the
I
current
don't know if
rate.
you understand my question.
Yes, apply the current rate. That's what I will advise you in the exam.
How do
Apply the current rate in the exam.
the current rate for all the time?
The current rate is what we
Okay, how
shared.
do I know the current rate?
Is what we share. So that means you need to be conversant with the tax laws. You need to follow the tax, and anybody that is sharing information on tax, you need to be following them on LinkedIn, or you can be going through the website of FRS to get the current tax rate. Are you clear, please?
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. And it's good to have you guys online. And please permit me to shut down this night. Let me go and watch ball a little. Let me relax my brain too and go and watch ball. Go and watch ball, though. Go and read your book. Oh. Go and read your book. Go and watch ball. Go and read your book. Go and read your book.
Watch small room.
So thank you guys. I want to shut down.
Sir, please drop the calculation for us.
Sir, please drop the calculation for us in the group chat. Thank you.